Hi, Tom. This is Michael with Heirloom Products. How are you?
I am great.
Good. You left a message. Sorry I missed your call. I
Yes,
was
no
just getting
worries.
my guys out of the shop and they were finishing up their day.
No
Um,
worries.
yeah. Okay. Did you find us just a Google search or on Facebook? What was the?
I, I don't have Facebook or any of that stuff. I found you on an internet search.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at different kinds of tables and everything, and I saw a picture and it linked me through to your website.
Oh, great. Yeah, I
I'm
just
one of
like
those few
to.
people, I'm one of those few middle-aged men who still don't like the internet and don't like looking at Facebook and TikTok and all those other fun
Yep.
websites out there.
Yes, likewise.
Yeah, not
Unfortunately we
much
have
time
to
for
be
any of
where the people are.
that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, so you did a Google search and somehow landed on our website. Awesome.
yeah.
Um,
And I
s-
really like some of your table designs there, and I was looking at we're looking for a pretty very sizable table, being 9 feet in length, and we're thinking somewhere around 44 inches wide.
yeah. So
And
which
I
style were
saw,
you leaning towards?
well, the thing is that we saw in one of your pictures down to the bottom of your website, there would look like a cedar table that was on a pedestal base, but it was square. Do you do a double pedestal base
We can do that. Yep.
on a rectangle table?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what kind of, we're looking at that pedestal style base, but that would be painted black with a walnut top stained
Okay.
brown.
Okay. I'm just taking notes here. So I want to make sure I get the right design because we do have a couple designs that may not show up on the website, but we
So,
do
dude.
make them.
Okay.
And of course, we can do anything completely custom too. So if you have inspiration, you're like, hey, I like this, can you make it? We'll
Uh-huh.
certainly consider that too.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, okay, so black base, trestle, or not trestle, but a
Either that,
pedestal.
yeah, either that or seeing to match the table. But like
Yeah.
we thought like a double pedestal style and then a 9 foot long table on top,
Yep.
about 44 inches wide.
Yep. Yep. And then you're looking, I imagine you're looking for chairs to go with.
Yes, we're looking at 8 chairs probably, or maybe six. With then my wife might want to order some huge captain's chairs that are like crazy. I don't know. She is.
Yep. No, that makes sense. And then I think you mentioned on your message a walnut top.
That's what her thought was. Yeah, either like walnut or an oak top.
Okay.
We weren't this. We were just starting this process. We have no idea what's even going to run, for
Yep.
pricing. So we're kind of.
Yep. If you were to say a number, like where would you want to land? Like, I just want to make sure I can meet your expectations. Some people are like, hey, I need a new table and their budget is $500, and some people want, we just had somebody come in, they're like, we want this medieval table that's 10 feet long and you know, their budget was over $10,000. So I just want to get an idea of where you're hoping to land so that I can say it's realistic for us to meet your expectations.
I'm the cheapest man known alive. My wife's the one who you probably want to talk to about budgets.
Okay.
I would say 500. She'd probably say 4 to 5,000.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. Well,
But we're like I said, we're in the middle of a renovation of our first floor
mm,
completely, and this is going to be our new dining room table.
nice, nice. And I saw your number was in Illinois. Is that
Yeah,
where you are
yeah,
now? Okay.
yep. I'm in St. Charles, Illinois, just between kind of like Rockford, Elgin area.
Okay. And we're in Minnesota, so that's quite a ways. Were you hoping for delivery or were you gonna come pick up?
It depends on what you're charging for delivery and pickup.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying Rockford, Illinois. Let me just do a quick
I'm about an hour south of Rockford. It's called St. Charles, Illinois.
St. Charles, Illinois. Okay, let me pull that up and then see what kind of mileage we're looking at. Um, Yeah, that's about a 7 hour drive. So that's quite a ways. Our longest or our farthest delivery is about 4 hours one way, and we certainly
Hmm.
can do it. It just comes down to does it make sense for you? And I think something like this, freight would probably make more sense,
Okay.
just because, we can crate it up and send it that way.
Hmm.
Um, you won't get the complete white glove where you're getting us coming there and actually bringing it in the house and assembling everything. They would likely deliver it to your house, and then I think we can coordinate where they would actually come in and assemble it for you.
Okay.
So, but that would probably run you that distance. I would have to talk to my freight broker, but um, you're probably looking at 1,200 to 1,500 just for delivery.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's a deal breaker for you, but I just want to put that out up front.
Okay.
Would you say that's a deal breaker for you? Because I don't want
Well,
to
it's
go
it's
too
one of those.
far.
No, it's one of those. If I had to, I own a truck too. I have an F-150. If I had to, I could always trailer and come pick it up.
Sure, sure. Okay, well, we'll leave that as kind of a TBD.
Yeah.
Um, okay. And then have you, so you said you were looking at the website and then you saw one that you liked. And I don't know that we even have it on the website right now because we haven't updated it in a little bit. But what you're saying is it sounds like our Anthony table. So it looks like our Hudson round table. If you look at that base, it
Hmm.
looks like the Hudson, but the pedestal is just a one-way pedestal. It doesn't have the cross member on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so then it would be two of those underneath the tabletop. Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that would be our Anthony table. Okay, so I can quote that. And you're just thinking a 9 by 44, no extension.
Nope.
Okay. And then, do you have a preference on the chairs? So we get our chairs from two different vendors. One is from Ohio and one's overseas. And it comes down to selection of what you want. Some people, want a solid walnut chair or leather or whatnot. So, of course, the ones from overseas are more economical. They're still great chairs, and that's probably what 85 to 90% of our customers choose.
Hmm.
But if you're like, nope, I want something completely US made, then I would suggest going that way. Otherwise, most of the chairs that we get for our customers, and we can paint them any color, we can stain them to coordinate with the table. There's just a lot of different ways we can go with that, but I didn't know if you had a preference.
I really don't.
Okay. Okay. Then I'd probably suggest, and then I can send you our chair catalog,
Oh,
and
awesome.
that'll give you the designs, and then a lot of people go with like a black, especially with the walnut, and like you're saying, the base. If you were to have a
Hmm.
black base, I'd probably do something like our black X-back chairs,
Okay.
or even the San Remos. You can see the San Remo on our Prairie Farmhouse table. I believe those are San Remos and those are black. So if you take a look at those, you can see what those look like. But in any case, I can send you our chair catalog and you can pick
Please
from
and
that.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And then as far as timeline, as you know, we're kind of nearing the holidays, end of the year. Were you hoping to have this by a certain time?
No, we are well aware that a custom table will take time. We are getting our furniture, the rest of the furniture delivered by mid-December, so we'll at least have couches and stuff for our living room family. We're okay with not having a dining room table. We're not inviting anybody really over for the Christmas holiday
Yeah,
other than our regular family stuff. So
sure.
it's not like
Sure.
we're like we need Christmas dinner on there or Thanksgiving dinner. No,
Right.
we'll be just fine.
Right. No, no, that makes sense. That's
And worst
perfect.
case scenario, if we need a table in there, I have a bunch of folding tables. And I can throw a tablecloth on it, and just call it a day until it comes.
There you go. Yep.
I,
No.
I can actually print out a picture from the internet of your table and say, "This is what's going to look
Yeah,
like."
right. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, okay, perfect. Because yeah, right now our lead time is 10 to 12 weeks.
Yeah,
So I just like to make sure people
sounds
know
like
that.
our couch was just 9 weeks out. So yeah,
Okay. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, certainly I can do that. And you're saying either a walnut or I did hear hickory, but you're saying either.
I look like a hickory table, the one I was looking at on the picture, or some kind of cedar. But we were thinking like walnut or white oak. The flooring that we put in is white oak.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we can do pretty much any domestic and even exotic species. Of course, once you get into exotics, it gets
Yeah.
expensive. But yeah, walnuts, maple, oak, white oak, red oak
You know,
stained,
if
you know.
there's I don't know what the price difference is. If you want to quote it a couple different ways, I'd gladly look at it.
Yeah, for sure. I will tell you walnuts, the premium walnut and white oak are the premium end of things.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I would say also with the red oak that we stain, a lot of our tables are red oak. I
Hmm.
think a lot of people, when they hear red oak, they think 90s, but
Yeah.
it takes stain really nicely. So if budget becomes a concern, then that's where I would lean. But for now, I mean, quite frankly, walnut is our favorite wood to work with because
Yeah.
it's amazing. It looks great
Would you
without
be able to quote
staining.
it out the three different ways? The walnut, the white oak, and the red oak then?
Walnut, red oak, and white oak. Yes, I will do all three. And
Because
then would you?
my wife has Cadillac taste, and I'm like, you know, an '84 Yugo kind of, you know. I have no trouble, you know, reeling in the purse strings. She has no problem opening them up.
Yep, yep. No, that makes sense. You gotta, you
There's
gotta,
one in every family, right?
right, right. Gotta find the happy medium. Yep. Okay, I think that's the details I need for now, at least, to get you a price. Would you prefer to call you back with the numbers or over email?
I like email that way because that way you send me the catalog too. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I think I got yeah, perfect. I think I got your name on the voicemail, but can you just, it was
Yep.
Thomas. Do you prefer Thomas or Tom?
Country or Western, either way is fine by me.
Okay,
I have some family members that still call me Tommy. So,
sure. What's your email, Thomas?
uh,
Got it. Perfect. I will get some things put together for our Anthony table, and we can go from there. How's that sound?
yep. Because the other table we looked at was your Hamilton.
Yes. Yep.
Is that looked like a very beautiful table too?
Yeah. Thank you.
Is there a huge price difference between the Anthony and the Hamilton or no?
I would say I wouldn't say huge price, but those pedestal bases, those do add, a good amount of cost and material.
Hmm.
So it all comes down to how you intend to use the table, right? So the Hamilton, you've got the four chairs on the corners, which, quite frankly, makes the table really sturdy. But it
Hmm.
also, if you got people gathering around for a big card game or whatever, you got people banging their knees against it or chairs bumping into it.
Yeah.
Um, so it's nice to have the pedestals, but it just comes down to kind of the look and the space you're trying to fit it in.
Yeah.
So,
Because those, like I said, we looked at pedestals, but we also have another screen open with the Hamilton open on it. So,
yep, yep, yeah. And if you look at if you look at the Hudson, well, I can send you a picture of our Anthony. We actually have one in the spray booth right now with a whitewash finish. And so we'll have some professional photos of those done soon. But
oh, awesome.
yeah, the one thing I do want to cover while I have you on the phone is um, with the Anthony, we can't do our trimmed option, which uh, sometimes can save you quite a bit of money if you choose to go with walnut, simply because we have to reinforce the bottom of the table, and
Hmm.
so it gets a little tricky with those pedestal bases. But with the Hamilton and like our
What's the trend mean?
trimmed, so if you look at that top, it's almost 2 inches thick, right?
Hmm.
And some people want just 2 inches thick throughout the whole table, and it's a solid. Our trimmed option is still solid wood, right? But the entire tabletop is half as thick, so it's just under an inch thick. But then 3 inches around the perimeter, we double it up. So we build it oversized, and then we cut the ends, we cut the sides, and then we
Oh,
fold
okay.
it under and glue it. So it still looks amazing. In fact, if you look at the Hamilton table, you can probably see that folded effect on the table and the bench. And our customer we delivered it to, they were actually more impressed and they liked the end grain there more than the table itself. They're like, oh,
Really?
that looks so cool. So it just comes down, and it also saves you on weight too.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to point that out because our Anthony table, it's just one solid, depending on the length of the table, it's one solid piece of wood. So,
Mhm.
and of course, walnut in that thickness it gets pretty steep. But um,
Could you?
one of our mottos is there's always a way, right? So if you wanted that Anthony and you're like, we need to stay under this amount with walnut, we could do our trimmed option. We just have to put our heads together in the shop and go, how are we going to make this still a sturdy table while doing our trimmed option?
Yeah. Well, could you price out the Hamlin too? I hate to ask that, but I'm
No.
like one of those people that I like to see all the options and go, okay, this works better because for budgetary, then this would be, is it worth $1,000 more? And then my wife goes, yeah, or she goes, no, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I can do both. Hey, did you take a look at the our prairie table?
Is that a round or is that a rectangle?
That's rectangular, so it's the second one under dining tables on the website.
I do see that, yes. So that looks like our picnic table that's on our patio.
Okay, so not a fan.
Not a fan. Well,
Okay.
I am, but I don't think my wife's gonna want the same table that's on our patio year round to
Yep.
be in our dining room.
Yep. No, I'm tracking. No offense taken.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because that table is the base especially is rock solid. Not that the Anthony isn't, but that
Hmm.
base is just
And that would land somewhere in between the Hamilton and the Anthony then?
I would say so, especially if you're going to do a painted base. If you're going to do a painted base, that reduces the cost too because we still use a hardwood, but it's not an expensive wood like walnut or white oak, unless you choose to do so. So,
Okay, yeah,
um,
well, I'll look at the pricing and everything. Then I'll throw it out there as an option for my wife, and she can just say yay or nay. But I'm kind of going. She's probably gonna say nay because, like I said,
yep,
that exact design is what
yep,
we built for our patio.
right, yep. No, I'm tracking. Yeah, I totally understand. I will get you pricing for both the Anthony and Hamilton in
You're
those
amazing.
three option. Yeah, no problem. And then with 8 chairs, and you're thinking just chairs, no benches.
No,
Okay.
we have a bench for our kitchen set. My wife hates it,
Yep.
so
Yep. Totally understandable. Perfect. Okay. Well, I got your email. I've got your phone, and I may be able to get this done this evening, but you can look for an email coming from me, and I'll just text you when I send it so you make sure you got it.
awesome. Thank you kindly, sir.
No problem. We'll be in
Have a
touch.
great day.
Thanks, Thomas. You too. Bye.